It's me and Randall. We're talking about ZODIAC, the best Columbo thing ever. Did you see my little write-up?
I saw that. That was pretty good.
Anyway, where do you want to start? It takes place in my hometown.
It's true. Yeah, yeah.
It's got a great cast: Mark Ruffalo, RDJ. Judge Reinhold was good, I thought. Even
who?
Judge Reinhold from Beverly Hills Cop. He was one of the detectives. No, it wasn't him. It was what's his name? Anthony, what's his name? Who looks like Judge Reinhold?
Revenge of the Nerds.
The guy from Goose that played Goose in
yeah, Anthony Edwards.
Yeah. He had a wig on, so how are we how are we supposed to keep all that straight?
No, I mean,
he was great.
Yeah. I mean, gosh, that dude's been around for a while, and didn't even know he was in this movie. So I thought that was a pleasant surprise. I was like, oh, great. A lot of people in this movie, character actors, like I see like a little face here and there, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool.
So I forget, how did that come up? Like, were you interested in seeing Zodiac? It's just one of your movies.
So we watched Jackie Brown, right? And so I started thinking like, okay, well, Quentin Tarantino, like prolific director. So I was like, maybe the next movie we need to watch needs to be from another like really, really great director. And so David Fincher, love a lot of his movies. This was one of the movies that he had made that I hadn't seen. And, just knew that, he had a great cast of actors in this movie. And I think that's kind of just the direction we went with it. And was this your first time watching the movie?
It was, but like, and I knew it was Fincher. I wrote a funny thing that like, I just never saw it in the theater because one time I was down they were shooting it down on 3rd and Mission where the Chronicle building is.
Yeah.
And they had, it's a fucking thoroughfare, man. And they closed it down and filled it up with 1970s cars for the shoot, right?
Yeah.
And they told everybody, but I just never go downtown, so I wasn't paying any attention.
Yeah.
And I go down there and I'm like, fuck that movie. And I'm not really into true crime at all. And I don't even really like mysteries that much unless they're super good,
Yeah.
And so I just basically had, and I've never seen Seven. I'm not going to watch it. I thought his version of Alien 3 was ass. Like, just everything added up that I'm like, whatever, I'll catch it eventually, I guess. And if I don't, I won't care. And so that's why I was very excited to watch it when you suggested it, because I'm like, all right, well, at least I have an excuse now to see if all of my preconceptions are right, or it's an amazing movie like everybody I know says, right?
Right.
And I enjoyed it quite a bit. Don't get me wrong. But like, I don't get why everybody thinks this is a directorial masterpiece. I mean,
I haven't heard that.
Everybody's like, this is Fincher's best movie. It's his Big Lebowski, it's stylized and cool. And I'm like, really? Like, this is shot like an ABC after school special, if you ask me. But then I just never said that out loud because I live here, So like all the stuff that we're supposed to be like really scope and epic shots and stuff, it's just fucking me going to the post office, right? Like, right. I love The Rock because that you just see it all the time, right? There it is in the middle of the bay. So, but it's something that's ours but is over there,
Yeah.
So it's not like I drive by Washington and Cherry all the time. It's on the outskirts of the Presidio where the cabbie got shot.
Mm-hmm.
Where they said the kids were looking out the window and witnessed it.
Yeah.
Like, I drive by that all the time. I did not know that was but it's because I don't pay attention. Like, the entire city of San Francisco is a movie set.
Yeah.
Like, over the years, like starting with Maltese Falcon in my era, that was the first time I saw a movie set in San Francisco. And it's just hilarious because it's mostly sets, right? But but there are location shots and like, I don't know. So like I'm used to driving around and going, oh, that's where the green Volkswagen was in Bullet when they go flying over Union Street or whatever. There's lots of places where you're like, oh, there's the Mrs. Doubtfire house, and that's Pacific Heights. Do you ever see that movie with Michael Keaton?
Yeah.
That the building in that is like on the corner, so it's a significant building when you drive by it.
Yeah.
I don't know. So like, I should start.
Or it's probably the same thing like with the Full House, right? Full House, like when they.
Oh yeah, that's so iconic. That's like a joke, right?
Yeah.
Like it's the end of I forget. It's not Alamo Square. Maybe it is. I don't know. That's how much I don't care, right? I actually was there when they were filming a bit of Twins. A bit of Twins was out in front of the Painted Ladies on Postcard Row.
Okay.
And I was zipping by. Like when I was younger, I used to have this 250cc Honda scooter that just so I didn't have to worry about parking in our town.
Yeah.
And you could just go from place to place really fast. And so I was zipping down by the thing and I saw it was closed off. So I just stopped and there's a cop there and I'm like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, just keeping the road blocked off for this movie shoot. And I'm like, oh, cool. Do you mind if I ask you some questions? Because I didn't even get off, right? And he goes, no, sure. And so I just got my scooter off, took my helmet off, and I was like, asking about what they were shooting and what he was doing, how much money they make for overtime, right? Because he's an off-duty police officer, but gets to gear up in his gear.
Yeah.
Because he's working for them. I don't know. It was all really cool. And then I drove away, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, you saw Danny DeVito?" And I'm like, "No. Yeah, from like 40 yards away." Like I had a really interesting conversation with a dude doing security, though. Like so that's how folks act in our town. You either freak out, right?
Yeah,
people do with celebrities. I was at dinner once and I saw Molly Ringwald was eating with somebody, and I saw some old lady, like the entire place is being chill, and at most you go, oh yeah, that's Molly Ringwald. Oh yeah, right on. This old lady like jumps up and runs at her, and she's just like looking like, all right, I always knew I was gonna get killed by a fan. And she just, she was just like super nice, like, oh my God, I'm from Utah or whatever. And it was just so obvious, and she was like, oh, well, yeah. And she's like, well, can I get your autograph? And she's like, I am eating, she was just like trying to be cool.
Yeah.
But so either that happens or like, we're like, oh, shooting a movie, huh? Cool. I don't know. The Ang Lee Hulk was cool because they were shooting in 2002. It was really close to 2001,
Yeah.
And there were scenes where like Army helicopters were just going to cross the city and like fly really low over this one neighborhood. And they covered every telephone pole with, we are shooting the Incredible Hulk movie. There will be no celebrities. There will be no special effect, but there's going to be what looks like an Army presence. Please don't panic. And I thought that was pretty cool.
That's cool.
So yeah, we're used to it.
I would have stole one of those.
Like if I saw that right now, I would have too.
Yeah.
Like, but I was, 2003. I was publishing, so I'm like, fucking really a Hulk movie? I think but that's the thing. It's like I don't get jaded about the process. I love the process. So that's what I end up talking to people about instead of, oh, look at this happy accident of this guy who's 250 pounds of muscle for 40 years,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good to see you, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, yes, I imagine it's very cool to meet me. I mean, like, what are you going to, and plus I met him already, so who cares? Anyway. So the movie. So this is what I'm saying. I'm all like, sort of like not wanting.
You're going to journey.
I don't want to go on this journey, right? Yeah. And so, but I have such a good time doing this with you. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, I'll watch a movie. What's the big deal? At worst, I get up and argue with you for a half an hour about how it sucks, right?
Right.
Like I don't know. We haven't really watched a crappy movie yet, but there have been.
Well, there was one. I think there was one.
I think there was one, but I can't picture it. So
what was his name? Jim Jarmusch or whatever.
Oh, the Dead Don't Walk one. Yeah, I mean that's the one I thought of, but I enjoyed some of it. Right, the
Yeah,
cast
yeah,
was great. Janine Garofalo was great. Chloe Sevigno was great.
yeah.
But that was the first one I thought of though, and I was like, oh, we saw a sucky movie, but it's just that's probably just the one I didn't enjoy as much as the others.
Yeah.
You know, so we're doing all right, and that's me teeing up you for you to tell me what you loved about it, because be happy and safe, and don't worry that I'm going to yell at you, because I ended up loving everything about this movie.
I'm
So
glad you loved it, man. I mean,
hit me. What did you like?
you know, I really got more hooked on the film. I'd say the last half of the movie, the more that Jake Gyllenhaal got involved, and then actually started doing like a little bit of the legwork and trying to solve it. Like that's when they really got, I think, interesting for me. I mean, obviously the scenes where you're seeing the murders happen, and then you're watching like the whole unfolding, like what the police are going through, and Robert Downey Jr. is trying to like do his thing. That's all great too, but like I just really wasn't hooked until like once Jake Gyllenhaal just, because I
Yeah.
think what as he was coming closer to like figuring it out,
Yeah,
and
yeah. I mean, I was excited about that character from the beginning, though, because he was their cartoonist,
yeah,
right? And so, like, because we love comics, and I don't know, Mimi really likes true crime stuff and mysteries and solving puzzles, and so I totally get exactly what that guy was thinking in his head, right?
yeah,
And plus the other couple that figured out one of the early ciphers.
yeah,
That
yeah,
that sort of gave him like, well, I could figure this out too,
yeah,
and so that I was down with his character from the get go, which is really weird because until um the remake of Roadhouse that he did with Doug Liman,
yeah, yeah.
I kind of didn't really react to him as a actor at all. I mean,
Okay.
when he played Mysterio, I was like, oh look, it's Jake Gyllenhaal in Mysterio in Spider-Man finally, because they used him to in Tobey Maguire's contract negotiations. They're just like,
Yep.
bro, we're gonna just recast with this guy who looks more like Peter Parker than you do.
Yeah, and he's dating
So
Kirsten Dunst anyways, so it's
yeah,
like
yeah, exactly.
they have chemistry.
So I never really, and I'm not going to go all the way to enjoy a performance of his, because he's a fantastic actor. It's a high quality guy. I'm not saying
Yeah, yeah,
he's shitty. I'm just saying, there's a certain like not level, but age of actor, that like I kind of don't respond to because of who I am personally, right? And
right.
so like the whole Jake Gyllenhaal, Ryan Reynolds, and who's the guy that was in Barbie? Fucking forget his name.
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling. All those guys, I kind of like when they were younger, I was like, fuck those tools, but as I get older, I don't have that happen. And it happened with Austin Butler. We were watching Masters of the Air, and I was like, oh, that guy's got it, whatever it is. And I remember telling Walker this. I'm like, in the old days, I would have hated that guy, but the old days, I was his age, and that's what it was. I was sort of reacting to like, oh, those guys are good actors being actors, and I'm not. So fuck them, I'm just gonna be the cool comic guy or whatever. And that's a really like immature way of looking at shit in entertainment,
Yeah, yeah.
And so but when it was when Gosling did Barbie, I went, oh, you know what? All this time it was me. Like, this guy's fucking great. And he really, and I would look back on movies of his that I remembered him in. I was like, you know what? Say what you want. He was always committed to what he was doing.
Yeah.
And so that made me reevaluate everybody. And then when Austin Butler showed up, I'm like, no, I love this guy. I'm going to start following his career. But that's the kind of guy I would hate in the old days.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you seen Caught Cheating yet?
No, I want to. I want.
Yeah,
when I
really
first saw
recommend
that trailer,
it. Really good.
I was just like, because it's Aronofsky, I think, right, directing it.
Yeah. Speaking of directorial choices, like I think David Fincher made a really specific choice to be like to shoot at reportage.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of like shitting on it by saying it's an ABC after school special, but I have a feeling if he had done something stylistic, or paused on loving shots of the sunset or whatever,
Yeah.
I would have like shit on it from another direction. So
Yeah.
just talking about this, like Aronofsky's doing really cool shit in that movie, where one of the characters things he has to learn to live with is that he gets into a car accident, and his best friend, after a baseball practice, and his best friend gets killed. And so he ruins his life by this one car accident, right? And so this whole movie is him years later. It's something that happened when he was in high school. So he tried to be a professional baseball player and just started failing because it happened coming back from baseball practice. So every time he played baseball, he thinks of his dead friend. It was just a mess. Yeah. And so you pick up the movie, it's like 10 years later, right? And he's living in a Columbo episode. And it's great. So Aronofsky does some really cool stylistic things. Yeah. Like they reveal that it's a plane crash that has given him this problem,
Okay.
Car crash, not a plane crash, sorry. But when they finally show it, it's almost an art piece,
Yeah.
And it's not they let you, despite talking about it, they let the audience think like, oh, this has to be the worst thing ever. And then when they show it, they honestly don't show what happens to his friend, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, they show the aftermath. He gets thrown out the front of the windshield and dies. But they don't show any of that happening. They just show his reaction as he's driving, and I don't know, it's really cool, but there's none of that in Zodiac, right?
Right.
It's all like this happened, then this happened. Then
very straightforward. Very like
I really like that.
Yeah. I mean, the neat thing is, as the movie's progressing, like you read the subtitles, or not even subtitles, you just see the 2 weeks later, 2 days later, 4 weeks later, 6 months later,
Yeah.
And so part of me is just like, it's got me wondering, like, okay, like from the beginning of the incident, right? Like how much time now has taken place? Like I'm trying to do math in my head now.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it was like 2 days. Now it's 6 months. And now it's 2 years. And now it's 4 years. And it's like
Yeah. I love that the people who were impacted by it the most, like they really gave you the impression that this impacted them for years.
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, there's been other movies like Summer of Sam. I remember specifically Adrian Brody was in one of those movies. I think it was Summer of Sam movie with John Leguizamo. Like, yeah, I mean, it was just one of those things where it's like, I mean, to this day, it's it's not solved. But when you watch this movie, they're basically saying like, well, based on information, it's believed to be this person, and this is what happened to this person. And
the movie built their case against that one guy.
Yeah.
That I'm like, I did ordinarily, if I see something really interesting, I would have, in the old days, I would have bought a Zodiac killer book.
Yeah.
Because of now, the embarrassment of information riches that we have, I just went to Wikipedia and fell down a bit of a Zodiac rabbit hole. I did stay away from all the theories, guys.
Yeah.
But I was very interested what really happened to the characters, the main three characters.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really interesting that the cartoonist guy, they really make it a point that his obsession with solving this ruined his life, right? He ended up divorcing his wife, and it was all because of this. And so I read his Wikipedia page, and usually they don't go into people's personal lives that much. I mean, you might get for celebrities like a thing about, well, they married this person and divorced this person and they have 2.5 kids or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But his was very interesting because he was like, but I wrote 2 New York Times best-selling books and 3 other things, and so that's what happens. And it's like, it was like you totally got the idea just reading articles about it that he sort of mildly regretted the choices, but he feels like it was something he had to do. So
Yeah, yeah.
I thought that was interesting. And then the character that Robert Downey Jr. played, they kind of portrayed him as like a waste product. And especially when they were like, oh, yeah, you're working at the Chron and then you go work for the Sacramento Bee. I was like, well, first of all, the Sacramento Bee is the paper of record for the capital of the whole state.
Yeah.
So, like, I know because I live in San Francisco that that's a shitty thing that a Chron reporter is saying about another newspaper, not like, but it reads like in the movie that they're taking a shit on Robert Downey Jr.'s character.
Right, right.
And so I was like, that has to be something. And they like made it. So I went and read him, and he was like, oh no, he was like a political reporter for like another 15 years after that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So he had a rough personal life too, but that's because you have a rough job.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I'm not sure the people that report on how man's inhumanity to man can remain unaffected by it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it takes a certain type of person. It's the idea of like how do they sleep at night? Like how do they cope? So like watching Robert Downey Jr.'s character, like when Jake Gyllenhaal's character finds him years later, to try and get some information again, and he's at the house and he just sees how he's like living, and he sees like, oh, he's still drinking, and then like he's got like marijuana or whatever, and so
yeah boy, nobody did that in the 70s in San Francisco, huh?
Right
but I really enjoyed that. And honestly, man, Robert Downey Jr. is a great actor.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of those guys that he kind of gets dinged with, well, you always play the same guy, and he absolutely does not. It just sounds the same because he has such a distinctive speaking voice and a manner of relating to other people on screen.
Yeah.
So when he calls the cartoonist guy some nickname, it's like, it's hard not to think, oh, there's Iron Man giving Star-Lord shit or whatever,
There was that one moment, which is probably one of my favorite moments in the movie, because it's just the timing, and so like it starts off with Jake Gyllenhaal going to the guy who he's like a shoe shine guy or whatever, or he's like, do you have a problem with people calling you Shorty?
Oh yeah.
And he's like, do you have a problem with people calling you retarded?
And he's like
nobody calls me that. And then he asked Robert Downey Jr.'s character, and he's like, hey, does anybody call me any like weird names? He's like, what, like retard? He's like, yeah. No.
The thing I loved about that scene is that because it's Robert Downey Jr., I just read that like he and the short guy cooked that up to give the cartoonist shit. It's not that everybody calls him retarded. It's just that they were like, oh, set it up. And then when he comes to ask you, you can slam it in. And so I wanted to see the two of them like having a cigarette or something and just laughing, and you don't know what it's about. That's great. That's one of those movies, though. I'm not sure I could. I was like, when you said, "Oh, so my favorite scene," I was like, "Wow, that's a bold thing for you to say, Randall," because I don't think I had a favorite scene in that movie, because every scene is predicated on the scene that came before it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that's what happens in sort of thriller, mystery, urban stuff anyway.
Yeah.
But oh, I heard a great movie joke. Speaking of that, but man, if I start going out like that. Don't hate the 1992 Tim Robbins movie. Hate the 1997 Michael Douglas movie. So I thought that was pretty funny, Joe. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
That's the good.
So I was expecting stuff like that in this movie, and there just isn't. I mean, that's the kind of stuff I like, So this movie is kind of relentless in a sedate way. It kind of sounds like a joke, but if I was writing an article, I could defend that up and down the street, right? Because it's and that street would be Washington, which is one over from Clement, and then Cherry. You're out by the Presidio. I know exactly where that is. Anyway, I think that's probably my favorite scene is the two idiot cops who saw the guy walking away and
Yeah.
didn't talk to him. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
the Zodiac was taunting them in his list. And he's like, yeah, I saw you guys there and like running your fire trucks and shit. And so then it's revealed is like he had just shot that guy. He's sprayed with blood. He's covered in blood, and all they had to do was stop the car.
Yeah.
They would have seen it, right?
Yeah.
And so those two guys were just sitting there knowing, like, oh, fuck, more. We could have got the guy.
Yeah.
And I really like that scene because that's a scene that always happened in 1970s cop movies and TV shows, right?
Yeah.
Like if the act 2 progression that the criminals got away and everything looks bleak for the main characters in anything, right?
Yeah.
If a cop had let the guy go, they always are like, oh, I didn't do my job. But now there's so much gray area and I don't know, situational morals and ethics that like that's a rare scene. So I kind of really enjoyed the whole vibe of that movie anyway. And it was really bleak. It was like people getting killed in the most horrific ways. And I know all about it from the news, right?
Yeah.
But it was crazy to see it reenacted. I don't know.
There's that the other scene
I didn't like myself, but I liked it.
Yeah. The other scene I really enjoyed was when Jake Gyllenhaal's character was basically getting freaked out by Roger Rabbit.
What? When was that?
So the old guy with the posters, right?
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, that's not Rick's handwriting. It's my handwriting."
Oh, yeah.
That actor, that's the voice of Roger Rabbit.
Oh, yeah. No, of course.
Yeah.
No, you were throwing me off because I thought you meant actual Roger Rabbit.
No.
The funny thing about that, I forget that guy's name. It's Charles something. But he kind of looks like Charlie Kaufman, the screenwriter of Adaptation and
being
John Malkovich. I always get those two guys confused. So Walker stopped in. I was like, we had just watched Adaptation.
Oh, nice. I haven't seen it.
It was really cool that, I mean, it's a good movie. But it was really cool that Nicolas Cage is playing a fictionalized version of the screenwriter.
Yeah.
So that's probably kind of cool. And so we spoke a lot about Charlie Kaufman, and I got him completely confused with that guy. And it's Charles. But he's a comedian. He was a comedian in the early 70s. And he has this whole thing about moleads. And moleads are like a fundamental building block of the universe. And it's crazy funny. Man, I gotta figure out that guy's name. Charles something. I'm just gonna put Charles Moleads, and it's gonna give it to me instantly. Charles Fleischer.
There it is.
Voice of Roger Rabbit. Absolutely. Yeah. Anyway, so when Walker just happened to come in when he was walking by, and I'm like, oh, hey, that's Charlie Kaufman. And I went through the whole thing, and then I went, as I'm telling it, I kind of like slowed down. I'm like, and then there's, oh, wait, no, that's not the same guy. Just like, he's like, and just like, he's like, oh, that's my stupid father and his early onset Bruce Willis disease. Anyway, what else did you like? Did you feel like that you were getting a real tour of San Francisco?
Yeah.
One of my friends, when I told him I was going to finally watch it, he goes, yeah, man, because I have this thing that I don't think setting is character. And there are some writers that love saying that. Like, USS Enterprise is a character in Star Trek. No, it's the fucking boat they fly around in. Is the Titanic a character in Titanic? Don't say yes just because it's the title.
Right.
Anyway.
I think when people say
that example, you can kind of make
it sound fancy, I guess.
But anyway, so he says to me, oh, hey, so Mr. Raider Boy is finally you see a movie where the setting is the character. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh no, that can't happen anywhere other than San Francisco. And I was just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
But he was kind of saying that the whole the whole case, right? Everything about the case is something that is just very Northern California.
Okay.
And like when I finally teased out of him what he was saying, I'm like, all right, I don't think you're a complete moron, despite being a friend of mine, because all my friends are idiots, as you know. No, see, you don't know that. You're my one friend who isn't. You're like,
Yeah.
hey man, I'm just trying to do a job. I'm doing the best I can, man. Anyway, and then I started thinking about it. I'm like, I get what he's saying, but still, that's a thing that Fincher did, right? He's
Yeah.
sort of like, without being obvious, like there's no like loving shots of the Golden Gate Bridge or Coy Tower or the Bay Bridge or all the fucking
Well, there was one bridge. I assume it was Golden Gate, where it was a really nice shot, like an aerial view. There's even like clouds, and it's basically just panning down and looking at the cars as they're driving.
Yeah. I don't remember it. It probably is the Golden Gate though, but a lot, yeah. I'm just saying I was running through some major landmarks that you see sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a certain thing about like some of the angled up shots of the Chron building, and definitely the way they shot the house across the street at Washington and Cherry it was making it seem like the geography was a witness to the crime as well, if you know what I mean. So that was cool. I don't know, man. I gotta shut up. Tell me your other favorite scene.
I mean, there wasn't really too many. Like I said, the thing that I really liked about the movie also is that you had a lot of character actors in this movie. Mm-hmm. So immediately, the beginning of the movie, like the young guy and the girl, right? The young guy, I don't know the actor's name, but I'm familiar with him because he was on a very popular children's TV show back in the day called Boy Meets World.
Oh, yeah.
And he was Minkus. And I was just like, so I see this, I see him pop up and I'm like, oh shit, it's Minkus. Minkus in a David Fincher film? I'm like, all right, good for that guy.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's and then later on, playing the older version of Minkus is one of the McBoyles from you probably have never seen Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, of course I'm aware of that, but I started hearing a lot about it when it was on like season 10.
Yeah.
And I just went, whatever. But man, I love all the actors in that. I kind of what's the blonde-haired girl's name?
Oh,
you know the actress, right? She does a show called High Potential now, but she was in the Mick, and she's in something else that
it's Rob McElhenney's wife.
Yeah, his real life wife. I never remember her name, but I love those two shows. Caitlin Olsen. I love the Mick. I was crazy about that show.
Yeah,
and I really would tell everybody I needed to watch it. And then Mimi was like, hey, let's watch this High Potential. And it just was feeling, I used to love that show Castle with Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
Because there's like, they're set up like the old shows of like Chips and Hardcastle and McCormick and, the fucking Brothers one. What was that? Simon and Simon. Yeah. Riptide. It's just that, it just kind of reminded me of that kind of show, Castle. Yeah. And then she said, let's watch this first one. And I loved it. I was like, this reminds me of Castles, filling the castle-sized hole in my heart. And then we watched the second one, and then it was over. We were like, hey, got any more of that High Potential? Because it's a very undemanding show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't do a High Potential podcast. Because it would just be me being Chris Farley at Paul McCartney,
Yeah.
And you see that time where she did that thing, and man, I really like that Western skirt she was wearing. That's inappropriate for the post office. That's what my podcast about that show would be. But the end of it would be like, I love it. Can't wait for next episode. See you next time, guys. Like, that's not I like, that's just what I do for fun, right?
Yeah.
But something like this, I'm like, no, I want to like keep my writing and narrative analysis muscles nice and tight. So
yeah,
it's David Fincher, not Caitlin Olsen. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to think. Oh, Elias Koteas, right?
Yeah.
Which for me, he'll always forever be Casey Jones. And then you had Donald Logue.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh my god, I love that guy.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize him at first because he was clean shaven and
Yeah.
freshly showered. I was like, oh, Donnell, yeah, nice job. You know what? This is gonna make genre people laugh, but my fucking favorite role of his is the neighbor in this forgettable movie with Ruffalo, by the way, called Just Like Heaven.
Oh, okay.
It also takes place in San Francisco.
Yep.
Have you ever seen it?
I've seen clips.
It's a really charming and adorable movie.
Yeah.
It's super fluffy, but
it probably has like a 90s feel to it.
Well, it was a 90s movie, right? Or super
Just
early.
Like Heaven? No, probably like 2000s.
Okay, but super early 2000s, right? 1972 was part
maybe
of the
mid 2000s.
Well, anyway, that's it. It's a great movie. It takes place in San Francisco as well. I love it.
Yeah.
And Donald Logue has a great line in that. He's like the the sidekick you always have in those kind of movies. There's the two leads, and then the two leads have best friends. Yeah. And he said once they find out that Reese Witherspoon's ghost can't be seen by anybody else, he offers to hide her dead body, just assuming that the body and the ghost are still kind of in the same area.
Yeah.
So he's just like, let's go. I'll help you hide the body. I don't know. It's just this unforgettable line reading. Like I might even be getting the scene wrong because I just have this great image in my head of his face just going, "Help you hide the body, no question." Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't know. I want to go watch that movie tonight, but I can't because of Wonder Man. Are you doing that tonight?
No.
I'd rather shoot myself in the head. Did you realize it's half-hour episodes, man? You can.
Oh, is it only half hour for Wonder Man?
Yeah, there's 8 of them. That's basically a long movie. So we're probably not even gonna watch it tonight because we have other stuff going on. But
yeah,
I'm kind of shaking a little because I could crack through that right now.
I heard it's really good. I'm the type of person like I like to watch things in order. And I know technically you don't have to like watch it in order. You can watch it on its own. You don't have to watch other stuff. But I'm the type of person like if Marvel releases something, like I gotta watch the previous thing first before I can watch
I got you. Just in case. Where are you in the Marvel watch?
So I still gotta finish Agatha Harkness.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Dude,
I got like one or two episodes left.
I know. We'll be talking about Wonder Man in like 2030, man. You're on Agatha. What is it called?
Agatha Harkness.
Is that what it's called? I thought it was like always blaming Agatha or something. I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to that one because I didn't care.
Yeah. So there's that
some
one.
Good stuff in it, but I didn't care.
After that came out was Ironheart.
Yeah, don't even bother. I watched the first one and went, I don't care.
Yeah, but Sacha Baron Cohen shows up, plays a important type character. So
if you can watch the first one and care at all, I'll be really surprised.
Well, it can't be worse. It can't be worse than Echo.
I didn't watch a frame of Echo. I didn't care about that either.
Yeah.
But that's me, right? Like,
yeah.
I get why they did those.
Yeah.
And it's just not for me. The Ironheart one's kind of a miss, though, for me, because I loved her in Black Panther. They introduced her by an off-camera guy going, "Man, it's a girl in an Iron Man suit," and I just love that because that's all you need to know. Right?
Yeah, that's it.
Because we live in the world we live in now, her show isn't just there's a girl in an Iron Man suit and then there's an adventure. You have to have the whole thing about the stuff that she's overcome to get there. And man, I heard what you call that now. Have you heard about this?
No.
In 2021, some guy on Twitter just writing shit coined this phrase "surf Dracula," and it was something hilarious like, hey man, if there was a show when I was a kid back in the 70s and it was called Surf Dracula, man, you'd have episode after episode of Dracula out there surfing. He's just surfing, having new adventures. But now in streaming, it's called Surf Dracula. It'd be 8 episodes long, and he'd be whining the whole time and surfing the last 5 minutes of the finale.
Yeah, that sounds
I was
right.
like, oh my God, I'm going to call that Surf Dracula from now on. Because there's good Surf Dracula and there's bad Surf Dracula, right?
Yep.
Like you can, and so I got a feeling Wonder Man's going to be good Surf Dracula, because the only way to do that guy, because it's, what the premise is, right? It's there was an old show called Wonder Man, but it was fake. It was like Buck Rogers, right?
Yeah.
And so this kid loved it with his dad, and he grows up to be an actor, and they're rebooting it, and he wants to be in the show.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is the definition of a slow burn. And man, the streaming fanboys cannot take slow burns at all. No. Like from WandaVision, like I knew from the first episode that was gonna rock because they were doing everything right for 50s TV. But like the modern audience doesn't get that at all. Until the point where I'm like, oh my God, they did the Brady Bunch stairs, but they're going the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Right. But that's an on purpose choice, right?
Yeah. I view it as sort of like this ADHD type, audience now. Oh, who did a wonderful breakdown of it was, I think it was both Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, where they were talking about how, like, hey, when we're making a movie for Netflix, the reason we are over explaining and the reason we keep bringing things back up and kind of, explaining it out there, it's not because we think that the audience is dumb. The truth is, we know that the audience, it might be getting bored while watching the movie. They might be on their phone, so they may not be paying 100% attention. So as they start to pay attention again to the movie, we're reiterating, or we're doing, so. And I remember Marco, like he's the one I think that posted it, and he's like, people suck. Because like he's like, this isn't how movies should be made. You shouldn't have to make a movie because someone doesn't want to sit down and pay attention to a movie and they're on their phone, which I agree with Marco on that as well. Yeah. But
it is kind of weird. I heard it too, that not from Affleck and Damon, but I can't remember. But it was somebody working with Netflix, and they said that they want us to write that way because they know that half the audience is in the kitchen making spaghetti. Yeah. So if they hear what's going on, they don't have to actually watch. Yeah. So, but the phone thing is obviously part of it too. There's lots of ways people consume streaming that you couldn't when the old days with TV or films or whatever,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I caught myself on the phone a couple times while watching Zodiac, and there were a couple times where I was just like, okay, I need to rewind because I think I missed something in this scene. I
mean, everybody has different viewing habits. Mimi does that. She does work and watches TV at the same time, but she's full on multitasking, right?
Yeah.
So, like, if you asked her, what are you working on? She'd spell it out. And then we go, well, yeah, but what just happened in the movie? And she would spell it out. It's insane. I don't have that ability.
Oh, wow.
So I just sit there but it's because, I don't know. I'm analyzing the film as it goes,
Yeah.
That's how I get fun. She just wants to be entertained while she's doing her work.
Yeah. I mean,
two different things, and I get Netflix is trying to satisfy both people,
Yeah, of course.
And then times that by everybody who's watching. Everybody has a different idea, but it kind of rubs me the wrong way that the format is being led by audience taste.
Yeah,
I get why Netflix is doing that, and I get why the creatives are doing it because everybody wants to get paid. It's a commercial art. But on the other hand, it kind of a little sticks in my craw a little. It's like, why don't you tell the people to fucking pay attention?
I mean, that's why I feel like one of the best directors out now, in my opinion. Granted, like some of his recent movies over the past 10 years can be a little bit hit or miss. But that's probably because he's like, experimenting. He's trying different stuff. But like you go to the Coronado trilogy, right? You got
Edgar Wright, then.
Edgar Wright, yeah. And there's just certain scenes, like if you're paying attention, you're like, he's doing quick scenes. And I think part of the reason he's doing quick scenes is one.
Uh-oh. We lost Randall. He's frozen. He's going to be surprised when we can't hear him talk. Edgar Wright, I love because of Baby Driver, Walker's favorite movie. And I enjoyed watching it, but I have a better appreciation now that Walker has told me everything awesome about that film. You know what, Randall, if you can hear me, let's assume you can. I'm going to take you out and then try to get back in, man. Add to stage. Nope. Randall's dead. We lost him. Maybe I can text him. Let's go to Facebook and go, hey, man. Did we lose you? We may, if we can't get Randall back on, we may just call it. It's a good 46 minutes. I enjoyed Zodiac. It was great. You can't go wrong with Robert Downey Jr. and Jake Gyllenhaal. Those guys rocked it. Some of the guys playing as bosses were very impressive. I don't know. Bad news for us is we lost Randall before we could choose next week's movie. Well, you know what I'll do? We'll contact him and figure it out over the weekend. And yeah, maybe we'll do Six String Samurai or something. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for checking in. Thanks for I don't know, your small attentions. It's left for me alone to tell the tale and to also do Randall's oh wait, Randall entered the studio. There he is. He's back. I was about to kick out, man.
Yeah. I don't know what happened there. The darn Spectrum internet.
You're like, that's pretty good. Anyway, I was presently lamenting that we hadn't chosen the film yet. Is your fan going in the backyard? Oh no! See, he did. No,
can you see the fan? No, I got the fan turned off.
I was like, "What's happening? I can't see any movement." You got me. What do you want to watch, man? Let's get that out of the way in case you freeze again.
Let me check real quick. Let me check.
Do you feel like a comedy? We just did a pretty serious thriller.
Yeah, we could do a comedy.
I mean, what, or some adventure thing, or something where I don't like sit there and go, man, I have to read up on this. Although I did that about Sicario. I was like, oh man. Anyway. I have this buddy, Will Henniger, is a big shot lawyer in Washington, D.C. And he immediately said, hey, did you see the second one? I'm like, man, we're just talking about the first one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have to watch it. I was very interested. It gave me a wider appreciation for Josh Brolin.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I saw the trailer for the second one. And because, it's weird, as a buddy of mine, I told him about the first movie, and he's like, oh, well, I saw the second one with my dad. And he's just like, like he said he was kind of like getting this, like, not generic, but like this, like, like one of those, like, overly masculine action film type film or whatever.
Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do?
Did he worked on both movies, right?
I think so.
Okay, because when I see the trailer, dude, for the second one, part of me feels like, okay, you're taking Benicio del Toro's character a different direction in this movie, and I'm just like, and I think like part of me feels like it's contradictive, it's like,
yeah,
I wouldn't see this character.
Is it a good way or a bad way?
Because
I know they're going after sex trafficking, so already that's not going to be a great movie, right? Because that's
obviously, spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movie, like he goes to kill this guy at the end, and he killed his whole family, like 2 little boys, right?
Oh yeah, that's not cool.
And he just doesn't look phased at all. It's just like, it is what it is. But then when you watch the trailer for the second movie, there's a girl, and I guess she's like a witness, and they're like, we have to clean the site, so we got to get rid of everything. And so now Benicio is kind of like, no, you're not gonna get rid of this girl. Like, I'm gonna protect her.
Yeah, that's fine. Protect the ladies. I'm good.
Yeah.
So what about for next week?
All right, let me check here real quick. Oh, you know what just popped up on my? We were talking Robert Downey Jr. How about Air America?
Oh yeah, let's do that. That's great.
Cool.
Yes, please. That movie is why Robert Downey Jr. got back into the world, because his working with Mel on that one, made Mel go, no, this kid's all right.
Yeah.
And I forget which movie it was for, but Mel Gibson personally paid the bond for the film because they couldn't get insurance.
Yeah. And
he's like, well, I will vouch for this guy to the tune of whatever your insurance note is. Yeah. I think that's cool. And so Mel Gibson, kind of flamed out in his life near the end there, but he gave us Robert Downey Jr. and redeemed him. So, RDJ redeemed himself but somebody believed in him.
He's had to redeem himself several times. I remember his other comeback when he was on Ally McBeal on the very popular TV show on Fox, and everyone's like, this is it. Robert Downey Jr. makes his return, and then of course, he plateaus again after that. And then Iron Man, the epic comeback, for RDJ.
I was going to say, who thought Robert Downey Jr. doing a TV show was a comeback?
People who were pushing for television.
You know what? I used to watch Ally McBeal all the time, and I don't even remember him being on the show. It had to have been late season, right?
Like third or fourth season, because I think the show only lasted 4 or 5 seasons. And
but that was an event too. Like they did a thing where they did a re-edited half-hour version of Ally McBeal. They took off just to sell more advertising. They would take out like B plots.
Yeah.
And just follow her. And so it was kind of like, it was like pop-up video without the pop-ups. It was more like, hey, if you didn't see the whole thing, this is the part that Ally McBeal did. Everybody loves her.
And then, what's crazy is I remember kind of getting into an argument with somebody at work. He's like, one, I enjoyed Ally McBeal, but I also enjoyed watching shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And I was boasting about how great Buffy was. And they're like, oh, Buffy's like nothing compared to Ally McBeal is, like this really great show on Fox, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, hold on a second. Like, don't crap on Buffy. But then part of me was like, hey, wait a minute. Ally McBeal just got canceled, but Buffy's still going strong with new seasons. How about that? So.
Okay. What were you trying to say to your friend though?
I mean, basically that Buffy was a much better show than they thought that it was. Gotcha. And like, if it was that bad of a show, then why is Ally McBeal gone, but Buffy's still running on TV?
Wow. You would never make that argument now, right? Because you know how things work.
Oh, I mean, well, TV is not TV anymore, so.
Right. So anyway, what? Oh, Air America, right?
Yeah.
We agreed on that one.
Awesome. And then just out of curiosity, because I also spotted that I have, and then maybe you've seen it, the Hell or High Water. Have you seen that?
Yes, that is an amazing movie.
Okay,
and it's more Taylor Sheridan.
It is. Okay, I could have sworn I remember you mentioning that.
Just watch that movie, man. Like just watch that movie. There's we don't need to talk about that.
Oh,
it's great. Ben Foster's excellent in that.
This is the other movie I was thinking of too. The Hostels.
I don't even know. What's that?
I'll read the premise here for you. I need new glasses here.
Will you? It's an American Western starring Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Rosamund Pike's in it. Wes Studi, Ben Foster, Stephen Lang. Yeah, this is a cast. It's a Western?
Yeah.
I'll watch that. You want to watch that?
Yeah.
We haven't really... Oh, yeah, we did. We did Unforgiven. I was going to say we haven't really done a Western, but we did. Yeah, let's do it.
And then the Future of Hollywood was in that movie.
Who's
Timothy
that?
Chalamet.
Oh, no. Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence, is she in this? No, she's not in this movie.
No, but she's the future of Hollywood.
No,
I
she
know.
was the future.
You know who the future of Hollywood is? Walker Young and Marco Lopez and
there you go.
Randall Armstrong.
Anyway. Cameos. I just make cameos.
I better. So, you want to do Hostels? Which one do you want to do?
Well, no, we could do Air America, but I mean, like maybe after Air America, then we could do Hostels, because I think you said you wanted to do something fun, and I feel like Air America is a good blend of like fun and action, and we get some more RDJ.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But I was thinking, do you want to do a double feature?
The way my schedule is looking right now,
you can't watch. That's right. I forget. You finish watching movies like 10 minutes before we go on.
So today was my 9th straight day working at UPS store.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah. And last week I basically was scheduled for 6 days.
Tony says Silverado. He's been saying that a couple of times.
Oh, we will definitely. I promise we will tackle Silverado this year, 2026. That I will promise.
It's a Lawrence Kasdan written movie, man. We got to do that. All right, I might even put that on here so we have like 3 of them going. But Air America is the first one, right?
Yeah.
Silverado. John Cleese plays a cowboy, which is great because he's a British cowboy.
Oh, in Air America?
Silverado.
Oh, Silverado. Okay.
He shows up and he's oh, hello, bang bang. Western. Wow, how you doing? It's great.
Oh yeah, I was really surprised by John Cleese appearing in Kenneth Branagh's Frankenstein.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Because I mean, when you first see him, you're thinking that looks like John Cleese, but he looks oddly different. Like maybe it's not him, because he's like completely clean shaven
or something now, right?
Huh?
He's like 85 or something now, right?
Yeah, but Kenneth Branagh's Frankenstein was in the 90s.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Del Toro's for some reason. Sorry.
No. That would have been kind of cool though if he's appeared in both Frankenstein films.
Yeah.
But no, like they did something with his face, like he was wearing some kind of like dentures or whatever that altered his face a little bit, which is why at first when I looked at him, I was like, "Oh, is that John Cleese?" And I was like, "Okay." But I mean, like, yeah, that dude for the longest time had always like looked similar. Like he was in one of the Pink Panther films. He was Pink Panther 2 with Steve Martin.
Oh, I love how you think those are Pink Panther movies.
They're in name and title.
I just, when people talk about them, I think about Peter Sellers ones. That's
of course, man.
I forget that Steve Martin did them. Anyway, whatever. All right, man. Let's call it. I gotta get out of here a little hair early, but I almost did your catchphrase even because
yes,
I was fixing to do it, and then you showed back up, and I was like, oh, thank God.
What took me so long to watch the Zodiac?
Yeah. All right, that's it.